welcome back to House of Cards, Volume 33. I am back to talk about something today that I think will be valuable for a lot of people that are newer to the hobby, and even people that came back to the hobby, because a lot of things have changed in this specific category that we're talking about today. But before we get into that, please, if you wouldn't mind, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That'll really help the channel grow and get more people to learn and love this hobby that we all enjoy. And if you like the video at the end, go ahead and hit the like button. All right, well, today what we're going to be talking about is baseball cards. Yes, baseball cards. Now, the history of sports cards in general obviously started long ago, before any of us were around. But I definitely remember baseball always being the primary card that people collected, especially when I was younger. Basketball was very small in its overall piece of the market, and football as well. Really not much there. There's some football cards and stuff were happening, but nothing could even hold a candle to baseball cards. And over the years, obviously baseball has always been there, hasn't gone anywhere, but these other sports have kind of risen up and taken over as their popularity globally has expanded. And baseball, primarily being an American sport with, of course, some love in Japan and some other parts, but for the most part, an American sport, South American sport. So it didn't have the same boom and growth, I think, as NBA did. Football, is probably still a smaller footprint than baseball is, but I think in the modern market, football and baseball are pretty close as far as popularity goes. But with this new kind of wave of people coming into the hobby, I think most people, and I'm just making real broad assumptions here, don't take this as any kind of gospel, but most people came in through basketball. And I think I would say all the new collectors I know, they primarily focus on basketball. They may have a baseball card here or there, a football card here or there, just because they heard it's a good investment, or they saw the Mike Trout card, so they picked up a Mike Trout. But they really don't have much knowledge about baseball card collecting. So what we're going to look at today is the overall kind of quick snapshot of how a non-baseball card collector can become a little bit more knowledgeable about baseball cards, especially with the new season right around the corner. It's a good time to get a quick refresher course on the main sets of baseball and what to collect and what to invest your money into. Not specific cards, but we're just talking about what sets. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. Now, as many of you know, the sports card market is really dictated by the different licenses that these different companies hold. The primary company that most people know probably nowadays is Panini, because they hold the license for basketball. They hold the license for football. They hold some of the soccer licenses, and so on and so forth. But with basketball being, the crown jewel of the sports card market, Panini obviously dominates that arena, more or less. Now, Topps is kind of the OG card, brand and manufacturer that we all remember. And they also own another subsidiary called Bowman, who they bought many years ago. Topps and Bowman are the baseball licensed brands. So what we're going to focus on today are just those two brands, because I think there's a little bit of a confusion when people look at the entire spectrum of sports cards and they really look at, oh wow, Prism baseball and Select baseball and Contenders baseball and all of these Panini brands that make baseball products. However, they are unlicensed baseball products, and the reason why this is important is really you have to understand that the collectors in this world, not just the investors, but the collectors are the ones that really kind of are going to keep the market moving forward and are going to continue to buy cards that they are interested in. The investors are obviously moving to things that are liquid and it can go move and sell fast on eBay and the other platforms. But the collectors are the true core of the hobby. And collectors do not like unlicensed products. And again, broad statements. Not everyone falls under this category, but for the most part, collectors only want products that are licensed, which to me, it makes sense, because when you look at a Panini baseball card, it's kind of goofy. It has a photoshopped picture of your favorite athlete with, without their, team name or number or anything on their jersey. You can't write, Seattle Mariners. You have to write Seattle Baseball Club or whatever it is. It's just kind of silly. So while they have the likeness of the players, they don't have all of the, cool parts, which is the logos and all the MLB licensed properties. So let's talk about the two sets that rule the baseball market primarily. And we'll start with Bowman. Now, Bowman is kind of the, I guess you say, I would consider it the collector's set in baseball, but more importantly, the prospector's set in baseball. So what Bowman has done really well is they've kind of niched down on this kind of prospect world of these up and coming, draft picks in baseball. And what they do is they create cards that are, the very first card that these players have. So when a player gets drafted and they're coming up through the minor leagues, Bowman will then, bring them in and have them do a card. And it could be as early as 2, 3, 4. I mean, many years as it takes for them to get to the majors before they actually get a true rookie card. So it's really interesting to see some of these players have cards that are their first card that are years and years and years before they actually come into the market. So let's look at the Bowman sets in general, and we'll kind of hop on here to Cardboard Connection, which is a great resource if you're looking for information on sets, checklists, parallels, all that kind of stuff. You can really go here and dig in. So what we're looking at here is 2021 Bowman baseball cards. So this is pretty much the first set of the year that comes out for Bowman. And it's probably the best set, I think, of the three. And to give you a little framework, each of the Topps and the Bowman we're going to talk about have 3 major sets. So you can kind of use that as your guiding principle there. So 3 major sets each year that come out. And of course, there's a million and one other, subsidiary sets and stuff too. But let's talk about the main ones. So Bowman Baseball comes out, and this year, right now, they have it slated for April 16th. So of course, right around opening day, it's going to be a great time to drop a set, and hopefully, COVID doesn't push it back, but it is what it is at this point. So let's look at the set itself. So you'll notice that there are 2 different key things to pick out real quick. We're going to come back to some of these parallels and stuff, but Bowman has paper and they have chrome within their set, which is really interesting when it comes down to the different types of cards within these packs. So what they'll have is they'll have the paper version, which is essentially the exact same thing as the chrome version, which just has the chromium finish. And they have different parallels for each of those versions. So you'll see here the 2021 Bowman base chrome parallels. So you'll, and again, this is a mix of veterans and rookies, but of course the prospects are, kind of the big ones, right? The first Bowman options are the ones that everyone wants. So 150 paper editions for the crop of stars, and on top of the 100 base stars. So you got parallels, all the different colors with the different serial numbers. And then you got the chromium versions, and the chromium has a little bit deeper of a plethora of parallels, as you can see here, probably almost twice as much. So pretty cool. They do a lot of the same ones as Topps, like the superfractors and all of those. But this is basically, the gist of Bowman. You're going to get a mix of paper and you're going to mixed in with chrome. And the card that everyone's looking for has that Bowman first right there on the upper right corners. You can see on this Mick Abel card, that is what you're looking for in a Bowman card. So in a perfect blue sky world, your favorite rookie or someone that's blowing up, you want their Bowman first chrome card is going to be the most valuable. And I'm not talking about autos and all the other things. I'm just talking about base card. No gimmicks, just solid base card. You want that Bowman chrome first. That is the card to go for. But the hard part about that is it requires a little bit of prospecting knowledge, because like I said, you could be looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 years before they actually get to the major leagues from the time that their Bowman first card came out. So there you go. You got to do a little bit of research and have a little bit of a luck of the draw. And other things to note about Bowman is they also have veterans, in their set. So, you'll have the Mike Trouts and you'll have all the usual suspects. And then you'll also have rookie cards too, which will have the traditional Topps RC rookie logo, which is interesting because it's, obviously a rookie card, but it's not their Bowman first card. So a little bit of a difference there. And rookie cards in Bowman aren't as valuable as the rookie cards in Topps, and we'll get to that once we get to Topps. So let's talk about the release dates for Bowman this year. So they have announced the base Bowman here, which is 4/16. And then the second wave of Bowman cards is Bowman Chrome, which is all Chrome cards, and that will come out around September-ish. So that'll be the next iteration. And what they usually do in the second set, and this is the same as in Topps, is they add in any rookies that might have come up during the first half of the year, or the first, 4 months or so of the year. Maybe they got called up during that time and they didn't have a card in the first set, so they'll add them to the second set, which is the Bowman Chrome. And then at the end of the year, which is usually in November, December time, they'll start the new kind of cycle of draft picks. And so the Bowman Draft will come out, and that'll be the draft for the upcoming next year that is following November, December. So Bowman, essentially, to wrap it up, is a great prospecting set. Great parallels, same kind of stuff as Topps. Got the chromium finish on their cards along with the paper, so you get best of both worlds. And the Bowman First, though, is the one unique thing that no other set within Topps or those guys have, and it's a very collectible part of the hobby. So again, your favorite rookies, or second, third year players, you might have to go back to 2016, 2017 Bowman to look for their Bowman First cards, because you got to figure out when they were actually brought up to the minors and got a Bowman First. So there you go, Bowman. Great set. We're moving on, but I also want to give a quick shout out because Bowman does have a lot of other products. So don't forget that, you can't, you can't just assume every product that a company puts out is going to be valuable and collectible. So you definitely want to kind of spend your time looking, but don't taste too much, I would say. I would definitely stay away from some of the other Bowman sets just because they don't carry quite as much value as the main Bowman does. But, if you're into it and, if you want to just rip and you want to have some fun, no big deal. But, they have Bowman Best, Bowman Platinum, Bowman Sterling, Bowman High Tech. The list goes on. But as a true collector, the easiest way, and again, I'm assuming this video is made for newbies to the baseball cards, the first kind of wave you want to just stick with your standard Bowman, Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft. Those are your main three that you want to stick with. All right. Moving on to Topps. Okay, Topps is obviously the OG of the sports card collectibles. And for the most part, Topps is probably the most commonly known household name amongst all sports cards brands. Now, Topps Baseball is where it's at. You'll hear it called Topps Flagship or just like the main Topps line of cards. But what they start with in every year is they start with Topps Series 1. So Topps Series 1 is going to be the very first set that gets released, and that is going to kind of get everyone excited for the new baseball season. This year, we're looking at a February 10th-ish date. I know it's always a little squishy with COVID going on right now, but let's all kind of soft circle February 10th on our calendars as a potential release date. So it's, a couple months before the season starts, so it's time to build the anticipation and to start getting the cards flowing onto the market, and people can start getting excited for 2021 season. Now, one thing I want to share with you, which I read on the Cardboard Connection here, is that Topps is actually doing a kind of a cool thing. They're doing a rip party for the brand new product, which they're going to do a few days before it actually hits the market. And they're actually giving out like special tickets to do this 70th anniversary celebration in their packs. And anyways, they're getting really creative. I think it's great. They're doing, live breaks, and yeah, anyways, pretty cool stuff. There's the rip party. So looks like the day before it actually comes out. So that's cool. So we'll all get to kind of see some live rips before the product even hits the market. cool stuff. Topps, very creative. I like that. I think it keeps the community engaged, and keeps your product on the forefront of what's going on out there. So let's talk about 2021 Topps Series 1. So there you go. There's a picture of what it's going to look like. So you'll see the design this year, very graphical and geometric. It's kind of continually gone that way year after year. You'll see there, this is the 70th anniversary of Topps Baseball, so they're going to be emblazing the cards with the 70th anniversary logo, which is pretty cool. Here's your parallels, your same standard stuff that we've all gotten used to over the years, gold foil, rainbow foil, gold, Independence Day, all those ones, Mother's Day, Father's Day. So you'll see a lot of the same stuff in there. Top Series 1's inserts. So we're not going to get too much into the inserts because we can go deep down a rabbit hole on that. But overall, the packs are available in retail, hobby, you name it. You can pretty much find those everywhere. And hopefully the prices will still stay somewhat sane in comparison to what basketball has been going through. But last year, you could get, you can get boxes for under $200 for the most part for hobbies, but it really just depends how hot it comes out and what people are excited about. So we'll talk about Series 1, but what you got to remember too, just like Bowman, Series 2 is going to come out sometime around June 9th, and Series 2 is basically kind of the updated series. So whatever rookies or prospects come up during the first 4 or 5 months of the year, Series 2 will then add them to that set. So if like a big name star comes up and all of a sudden he's in Series 2, Series 2 is going to become more valuable because people are going to be chasing that card. So what's cool about Topps and baseball in general, what's different than basketball, is that you have these kind of mid-season additions and whatnot that you can prospect on and grab, unlike basketball where it's kind of a set lineup from the get-go. So anyhow, there's also a Topps Chrome as well that will come out about a month and a half after Series 2. So again, Topps Chrome, you guys all know, Topps Chrome is Topps Chrome. It's basically the Topps flagship with a chromium finish. So that'll be out around July 20th is what they're speculating right now. And then at the very end of the year, which is usually around October, November, when you're deep into the playoffs and that, update will come out, which is Topps Update is the final sort of chance to add any players that might not have been in the first two series. And it's also, widely considered to be not as popular as Series 1 and Series 2, but there are occasions, as most of us know, the Mike Trout update card is a pretty big card, and that, is highly regarded as his, most popular Topps card. So update does have its moments where you could get someone really big in there, but usually most of the crop of the big names are in Series 1 and 2, and update you'll just get a few, maybe a few stragglers in there, but never say never when it comes to that. All right, that's it really. So to recap, baseball collecting is pretty straightforward. You want to stick to Bowman, you want to stick to Topps. Those are your two licensed products. And within each of those two products, there's 3 major releases throughout the year. Bowman is going to start with the standard Bowman Baseball that comes out. And then you got Bowman Chrome that comes out after that. And then Bowman Draft that comes out at the end of the year. And then Topps, you got Topps Series 1, you got Topps Series 2, you got Topps Chrome, we'll just kind of throw that in there, and then you got the update at the end of the season as well. So if you follow baseball, or you don't follow baseball, they're very simple to collect. Just kind of follow these 2 rules for now, and as you get more advanced and you learn more, you can stretch out into other products. Topps does have some other products like Heritage, Opening Day, Topps Finest, Archives, Sapphire, which is a great, kind of parallel set to Chrome. Again, this year we saw stuff like Ben Baller and Steve Aoki and some other artists and celebrities doing top sets of baseball as well. But for the most part, again, you'll find your most success if you just stick to those main sets that we talked about. All right, guys. Well, I hope that gave you a quick and easy and informational entryway into baseball card collecting. I think it's great. It's fun. If you don't like watching baseball, try it out. It's not as boring as you might have remembered from back in the days, especially with new cool players out there like Fernando Tatis and Ronald Acuna and these guys that are really kind of bringing the swagger back to baseball. I think it's going to resonate well within the hobby as well this year. So I'm excited for baseball season to start, and I will hopefully see you guys out in the hobby world. Till then, peace.